fellas, I'm out here in the garage this morning, and I've been cleaning up the spray booth and kind of taking care of business here, and I think I'm going to change that filter out. But you know what? I've been looking at all my models I've got sitting around. I got a bunch of them in those plastic cases, and I thought I'd do a little video on where I was at when I started, you know, what I started out with, what kind of paint, and the testing that I did, and kind of where I'm at today on my painting. I think I've evolved quite a bit after looking at everything, going back taking a look. So let's take a look here. You know, I started out, well, actually I started out with this AMT 1950 Chevy 3100 pickup, and I tried to paint it red like my 49 Ruby, and I went to the local hardware store and bought some Rust-Oleum paint. I think it was called Apple Red, and boy, it just came out terrible. So I revamped it, and that's what we got now. But I got doing a little research and seen a lot of guys that were doing paint jobs with the craft paint, so I thought I'd give it a shot. So this was done with the craft paint. This was the Anita's craft paint, and I thinned it 50-50 with Windex, and you can see the paint looks a little chunky. It doesn't look too bad, but I wasn't satisfied with it, so I kind of honed my skills a little bit on the craft paint and painted this. This is the AMT 53 Victoria, and this one came out pretty good. Everything is the craft paint, Anita's craft paint, except for that top. That white top is a Rust-Oleum flat white, and then I cleared it. But the craft paint got a little bit better, but I still wasn't satisfied. So I went from the craft paint and I switched, and I went to Testors enamels in little bitty bottles. And I was thinning that 50-50 with regular lacquer thinner, and that came out okay. I was satisfied with it, but man, I tell you, I just didn't like the smell of that enamel paint. So I went back to the Rust-Oleum, trying to hone my skills on that a little bit, and that's when I painted this. This is my 56 Ford. This is the Foose edition, and I painted this with a Rust-Oleum flat white, and then I cleared it with Tamiya's Pearl Clear, and it came out pretty good. So I still wasn't satisfied, so I thought, daggone it, let's move on to. So I decided to go and try the Tamiya's TS spray cans, and this 29 and this 60 Ranchero were painted with the Tamiya's TS spray cans, and you can see it doesn't look too bad. You can see on the hood there, see how little chunky it looks. Same here, see how chunky it looks. I just didn't like that. So then I moved on, and I kind of like the way the Tamiya paints went laid down and everything. I just needed to hone my skills a little bit better on them. So then that's when I bought an airbrush and started experimenting with a lot of stuff. And then down the road, then I moved on and I painted this 30 Model A Coupe with the Tamiya's acrylic paint. And this is their X series in their paint, and the X means it's a gloss. Now, this has no clear on it. I just painted it with the paint and then polished it out, and it came out really nice. Now, my 37 that I recently built, it's the same Anita's acrylic paint, you know, the A series, that's a gloss. The A means it's a gloss. And this one I shot the Tamiya X22 clear over. So you can see the difference, how much more shinier this is versus the 30. But the 30, I didn't want it really shiny. I wanted it kind of dulled down a little bit, you know, for the old hot rod look. But I really liked how that came out. And then my latest one is, I'm still sticking with Tamiya's, but this is the XF series paint, which the F means it's a flat paint. So I shot this with the flat paint. It goes on flat, and then I cleared it with the X22 clear to give it a shine, and it came out pretty good. So I'm kind of, now here, let me show you another one here. This is another 40 coupe that I did, and that was a custom paint job, and that is the X series Tamiya acrylic paint, and there's no clear on this one. I just polished it out, and it come out really good. So I painted that one, and these two with the Anita's acrylic paint, and all four have come out really nice looking. And of course, I'm thinning all the Tamiya paint with the Mr. Color leveling thinner. That's what we call the unicorn tears. But here's the last one I did the paint on. This one. That's a flat. That's the XF series, and the F means that it's a flat paint. They're kind of military colors, I believe. But once you hit it with some clear, it really brings the shine out. But it doesn't shine as good as the X series, which is a gloss paint, which these two are. So I'm looking back, and you know, everything that I have done from the beginning, I've been testing paint for, I know, all last year, and some well, hell, I'm still testing, but I really like the Anita's. I really like this Tamiya's acrylic paint, and I just can't say enough about how good it lays down. I mean, excuse me, I'm not an expert painter by no means, but boy, I'll tell you what, this stuff just lays down. If you make mistakes, it just kind of that leveling thinner just lets it slows down the process of the paint and lets it lay down flat and level out. So you know, I need all the help I can get, and it seems to be working. So I'm going to stick with this paint for a while, and I have bought a 32 Ford 3-window coupe off eBay, and I am going to try once again, which I've never been able to get it to look right. I am going to try black in this Tamiya's acrylic paint because it lays down so nice and it's so forgiving. So I am going to, this is the one that I bought online, and I'm going to paint it just like the box art, because that box art, that's a real 32 Ford 3-window coupe. So I'm going to try my hand, and we're going to see if this Tamiya's acrylic paint will, for me anyway, hold up to a black shiny paint job, come out like this, because this one came out super, I thought. So anyway, guys, that's just a little step back in time for me, just to see where I started on my paint jobs and where I'm at now. And I'm still, I guess we're all still learning, but I'm going to slow down my learning process a little bit here, because I just like the way that this Tamiya acrylic paint goes down. It just it's working really good for me. All right, fellas, I think that's it. I'm done. Turn that damn thing off.